story's over now, I must conclude. I am conflicted, watching where I step still, hanging in the balance, not the life I want to live. I want to take it all, standing tall, fear I've weighed the person you are. Oh, break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless. See your face in the crowd, but you don't seem so far away. The only thing between us is other place. I'm here with you now. I'm here with you now. Here with you now. See your face in the crowd, but you don't seem so far away. Nothing between us is empty space, empty space. Even when the music is loud, I'd rather be no other place. Here with you now. Here with you now. Here with you now. Here with you. Rather be no other place than here with you now. Place, I'm here with you. I see your face in the crowd, but you don't seem so far away. Nothing between us is empty space, empty space. Even when the music is loud, I'd rather be no other place. Here with you now. Here with you now.
Hello, everyone. How are you today? As you see, I have new pictures. I decided to make them all very cohesive and base them all on the Toss Up Tuesday, as I realized that was my favorite one, and I'd also base my logo off of it. So just for like cohesion and making everything look nicer and more professional and put together. Um, this is what we got now. I'm really happy with it. So welcome back. It is Wild Wednesday. Today we're doing 4 animals. Uh, I know, right? So, let me boop everyone over. Also, I have a new border for my screen. That's a lot less busy. Again, it's more cohesive. It doesn't have all the extra details, and I like the simplified version a lot better. Um, so yeah, hope y'all also like it. So we are doing, like I said, 4 animals today. We are doing the snow leopard, the polar bear, the reindeer, and the Dall sheep. So we're going to start off with the Dall sheep, and let me just pull up in the Zoopedia. Here they are. They are so cute and adorable. So the Dall sheep, aka Ovis Dall, they are of least concern, and they're also known as thin-horn sheep. They are the northernmost wild sheep in the world, and their horns can take up to 8 years to grow and are composed of keratin, which is the same material as our fingernails. The age of the sheep can be calculated from the number of growth rings on their horn. So each year, their horn grows considerably fast, creating this ring pattern. So you can actually go on the outside and count how many years the sheep has been alive. I wonder, so if we look at this one, we can see there is, and they're like these big indent ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly 6. So it looks like the one they made here is about 5 to 6 years old. Oops, sorry, I just smacked my mic. My mic's attached to my headset. I'm hoping to get to an external one because I keep accidentally smacking this in the future. Let's go back to the Dall sheep. So they spend most of their lives on jagged slopes of mountains, and their cloven hooves with rough pads help them cling to the cliff edges and broken ledges. They mainly stay there due to evading predators. In spring and early summer, the Dall sheep often visit mineral licks to restore the nutrients they lost during the long winter. If y'all remember the meme that went back a couple years ago of like the like mountain goat, which was actually a Dall sheep, like on a really sheer cliff surface, and the whole like salt memes that went around, Dall sheep. Their predators are wolves, coyotes, golden eagles, lynxes, grizzly bears, black bears, wolverines, and humans. They mostly live in dry mountainous regions and select subalpine grass and low shrub terrains. Across the Arctic, subarctic, most of Alaska, the Yukon Territory, extreme northwest, and north central British Columbia. They have also been found in places like Banff and Jasper. I've definitely seen them in Jasper before. They're real fucking cute in person. Throughout history, they have played a prominent role in indigenous cultures. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find much actual first-hand account or stories or legends. I was only able to find some, like, in passing mentions. From what I could find, they were viewed as guardian spirits due to being high up in the mountains and were associated with spirits, and in some tribes, like the transportation of spirits from the earth up into the stars. And because they're also a food source, they were considered very sacred. And they have been depicted in a lot of indigenous petroglyphs. So they definitely have played a very important part in many indigenous cultures. Unfortunately, from what I've been able to find and talking to elders and that, most of that knowledge unfortunately has been lost. Very unfortunate and very sad. But let's start building an enclosure. Before we get into that, let me show you what I've been working on, because I said I was going to work on stuff. So I finished the layout for the Arctic area. So this is, I mapped out the list of the enclosures. And you'll notice this big area is actually a complete walkthrough Viking village that has all the different god statues and has like restaurants and shopping places. So let's take a little tour. So you come here and there is this big central fire pit. Oops. Oops. Still learning how to like really work this camera. Okay. And there is some just like decorative houses that I did do the path up to. So there's like here, there's a longhouse here. Central fire pit. There's like the big central longhouse. Here is a restaurant here. There's another restaurant here that's actually a Viking like brewery that actually has, what did I put in here? Gulpy! Get your energy drinks. More god statues. This is like a complex with a lot of different shops and a washroom. There is a beautiful little garden here. There is a wishing well that actually has water in it. I managed to layer it right. Here is like a little nice pool. There's also things like shrines, and then I hid a couple like information boards. So this one is currently talking about reparation of the ozone layer. Here's more shops. Here's the second entrance / exit. Garden. There's even like little altars next to some of the statues. This is a statue for Frigg. And yeah, for the most part, this is done. I just need to add a couple more finishing touches. And then this area is completely done. And then if we come over, let's come over here. So y'all saw the wolf area. I wasn't able to find much Inuit stuff, unfortunately, in the workshop. It is what it is, but I did find Inukshuk, and then sled being pulled by some sled dogs, so I added those. Some Northern Lights displays. So yeah, and then I did this boat area. So we have this big, beautiful lake, and let me run it real quick. This is actually a waterfall. So we have some destroyed boats. We have some boats still in good repair. And then if you come through here, there is this sort of area that leads, that's the second entrance / exit. And then there's more destroyed boats. And then this destroyed boat / arch actually has 2 shops. So you can walk through here, and then this is a wrestling pit that people can walk through, and then I'm going to add some like seating areas, ATMs, all that type of little details. Over here is probably going to be another like restaurant seating rest area. Then yeah, then here's the rest. And this is going to be like the big main entrance for the Arctic area. And then I've been working hard on our magical ferry walkthrough, so come with me. So one of the entrances people can go through is this magical little walkthrough area. They then come through this fence, and yeah, there is a lot to see. Gosh, I'm not even done yet. So there's like witches' huts and giant snake statues. So that one actually like comes to the ground. There's also one. God, I cannot work this camera. There's also like one over here. And it looks really beautiful at night. So let me just change it to night really quick. So this is what it looks like at night. Isn't that stunning? I'll change it back to day real quick. So yeah, there is this like little shop area, and then have a big tree in here. There's a little shop here. This is going to be a staff area right over here because there is some exhibits. And then yeah, if folks, they can walk through here, and this is sort of like the first, like if they enter through this entrance, this is sort of where they hit first. So there's beautiful floating stones and lights, a beautiful pond, Baba Yaga's hut, and then this like little fairy village that they can walk through. This is a staff area. Beautiful little arches and a cute little froggy pond here. We have 3 billy goats gruff. And then if you walk through these arches, including the wisteria arch, it leads you to the pond, the fairy pond. That's the like eating area. Come through here. And we have another exhibit over here, and here is our little hobbit village with a giant stone snake going through it. So there's shops and all that. I still need to add like resting areas and ATMs and all that. But yeah, and then over here is like the witch's hut, and there's a traveling cart. And yeah, just like more. There's a lot of details here. There's a little bear in a boat. Bear is having a picnic. Here is like the posh area. So we got some peacock statues. And yeah, that's the fairy area, or like the garden walkthrough area. It is also almost done. Yeah. So that's what I've been working on. So the Dall sheep doesn't need too much area, so I was thinking this one, and the reason it is currently a hedge is because hedge. So we need a grade 2 fence and 4.5 feet. My issue was every time I tried to change it, it's doing the 2-way the wrong way, is essentially what's happening. So I'm having a feeling I just need to redo it, which is fine. There we go. Oh, I should change that down a little. Alright, there we go. Oh, I feel like that's coming in more than it did originally. Yeah, because I do want another, like, eating rest area here that leads out of the Arctic area. Like I mentioned in yesterday's stream, I have sort of like the in-between animals that can be, their exhibits can be used to seamlessly transition different themed areas of the zoo. And so that will be sort of where one goes. Okay, let's adjust this real quick. Make it look a little nicer. There. Pretty happy with that. We now just need to change the height. Oh, I don't want to move it. Nope. Wrong button. Wrong button. There we go. That's tall enough. And so this is going to be for our Dall sheep. So they can be up in huge groups, which is nice. We can put quite a few in here. And then research Those are the things they like. And they don't benefit from sharing the habitat with any other species. All right. Since they like mountainous areas, what I'm going to do is you can roughen up terrain and make it very mountainous. So that's just kind of what we're going to do. We're going to make this a very mountainous habitat. But I think the most, yeah. I'm going to quickly rough up the entire thing, and then I'm going to even out some spaces because we still need to like put shit. Alright. Should make that a little... So there's also this sort of like transition from like hilly and rocky as fuck to some flat areas. There we go. Perfect. I can probably turn one of these into a water area now that I'm looking at it. Can I? Oh, look at that. We got like little pools. That looks so cool. Okay. So we have our terrain done. We have our water done. I think the only thing I can see that would probably be... I can't see animals that live up in the fucking rocks liking all this tall grass. So we're going to cover everything really quickly in this rough rock. And then we're going to go into more detailing of the actual enclosure itself. Cats currently have zoomies behind me. Good lord. Send help. Okay, for a second I was like, did I forget to unmute myself? And have I just been talking into the ether? And everyone's just like, yeah, this is fine. No, I unmuted myself. We're fine. We're fine. That's good. So then we're going to do some smooth rock mixed in here. Especially in where they would get more weathered. Like right here. This would definitely be more weathered than the rough rock. This area would still be a little rougher with some of that. There we go. Heavy soil in these sort of pitted areas with the water. And then, yeah, I think just like a bit of like soil in places, just give that like, especially in places where it would collect. Yeah, there we go. Our terrain is now completely done. Let's go into habitat and Dall sheep. I don't think that can actually be used for the Dall sheep, but like, apparently I can. I just want to do that. I'm being sassed at by a husky collie. All right. Alright, I downloaded a nice enclosure too. So yeah, here is our Dall sheep enclosure, complete with a little Dall sheep statues. They're so cute. And we're gonna put it... I like that. I like that. So yeah, they can climb up there. And climb all the way up to their little shelter here. How cute. So now we can unsubscribe from that from the workshop. Bam! Alright, so now we need food trough. There we go. And we already have water, so we don't need to worry about water at all. We probably need to worry about coolers in some of the places. So just because they do like that mix of winter and not, or like snow and not. So let's do like we did with the wolf and with the Arctic fox. I think a blend of Arctic or like snow and not is probably the best way to go. Okay, that should be good enough. I didn't change these before. No, I didn't. Bam, cold as fuck. Bam, cold. And that way we can put some snow down in these areas. Okay. Those two are a little close together. Don't need that. Okay. So let's now just... Come on, get cold enough that the snow appears. There we go. And snow appears. Cool, and this allows us to see sort of where we need to add a couple extra. Hello? Cold, please. Why are you not doing the cold? Come on. Increasing temperature. Yeah, yeah. A little faster, please. There we go. Alright, so that's pretty good now. We got a snowed area, we got an unsnowed area, we got the shelter, we got the water, we got their food. So now we need enrichments! Let's go with food enrichment first. Let's do this cool feeding ball. Ooh, let's do a hanging feeder over here. Encourages the animals to go over there. And then let's do a small barrel feeder right there. Let's see what they have for toys. We have a grab ball. We got a scent marker. We got some, a rub-bubbin pillar. And we got some scratching trees. So we're just going to put a couple of these scratching trees too. Cool. Do they have any climbing needs? I feel like they should. They don't. Okay, cool. So now we need to decorate. So we need North America, taiga, and tundra. So we're gonna go continent, North America, biome, there we go, taiga and tundra, and let's see what we get. We're gonna start at the bottom. I don't know what's being yelled in the other room, but so let's add some of these yellow cedars. Now, as a nice base, start filling this in. I also don't want to fill this in too heavily, because it is like mountainous. So we'll see like what trees and that we have first real quick. We got some quacking aspens. Well, like, I'm already starting to feel like there's too many trees. So I think we're going to do a couple pines. Get that variety in. I think we're almost done with the trees already. Because, yeah, I'm already feeling like there is too goddamn much. so I think we're gonna add a couple bushes now, maybe some grasses, some cute flowers. They are alpines. Flowers. Yeah, overall, not too much. It's gonna be very, very bare. Little berry bush. No, I don't want any of those. What about these? No. I just heard from the next room we're gonna do gang wars, and I'm D&D is wild, y'all. Ooh, no, it should do. It should do a couple like rocky outcrops. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I like it. Also add like some rocks into here, into our little watered areas. Mhm. 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 I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. Maybe some like in here. Maybe a fodder area for this one. Like that. These big ones are so good for just like plonk. Done. I really like that. Yeah. I think this is already done. Like it's rocky, not a lot of plants, lots of stones. I think all that's really left to do is pop a little gatey here. Pop it in there. And then get our sheep added. So, shush. What do you mean it's inaccessible? It is 100% accessible. Oh, it is not accessible. I didn't realize it was there. Okay, let's see if we can fix that. Oh, apparently easy fix. Done. I care not about any of these. Alright. Back over to our Dall shape. And because there can be so many altogether, we're going to get quite a bit. Alright, so we're going to get boop and a boop and a boop. And then we're going to refresh list. And just get a couple more girlies. Like one more boy. There we go. Go animal storage. Select all. Send to zoo. Alright. And now we can literally watch them get delivered. Since they're starting to be dropped off in their new little, come here, let me hit. There we go. Everything's satisfactory there. Oh, I'm guessing this is from the pre-build. There we go. Okay. Let's see how many more still need to be dropped off. Oh, looks like they're all being dropped off now. Sweet. Look how cute they are. They're already doing climbins and explorins. Oh, so precious. Pause real quick. I'm just going to move the game capture. One second. I'm going to adjust the game capture to fit the full screen. I'm going to hide the border so you can see everything. And it is time for our first 15-minute break of just like watching the animals enjoy the enclosure. Axolotl. There are no axolotls in game. There is an axolotl mod I can download though. If you would like to see axolotls in the future. Get! Okay, I will add axolotls to the list. I will do axolotls, I promise. I promise. Okay, so we are just going to hit play and let's focus on Lorraine right now. Let's put the camera on her. And I'm going to mute myself and we're just going to take a 15-minute break and just enjoy the cuteness. All right, and we are back. Hello, everyone. How are you? Why is my game capture? Oh, because I also. There we go. Ha. Let me just put my little. Look how they're so cute. And I love that we have like a battle hardened one covered in scars. Little badass over here. Oh, look at this one just snuggled up right next to the feeder. Ate and then passed the fuck out. Oh, so cute. One of our wolves is about to have a baby. What? No, where did my alerts go? No, where did my alerts go? What? Why is there fighting? Oh, I see the baby. Show me the baby. No baby. That's fine. Alright, next we are going to do polar bears. So just going to pause this very quickly. What are they upset about? I thought I have a quarantine. What do you mean I don't have a quarantine? It's fine. We'll deal with it later. So this is going to be our massive polar bear enclosure. They need a lot of space, and they also have a minimum swim area requirement. So nice big area for our polar bear babies. Look how cute they are. I accidentally closed a Word document that has everything written. 'Cause I'm super smart. Free brain cells. They work really hard. Okay. So, polar bears, or Ursus maritimus, are considered vulnerable. They live in the Arctic Ocean, sea ice, and adjacent coastal areas. And as we know, global warming is causing a lot of the sea ice and Arctic ice to melt, meaning it is harder for them to traverse and hunt their primary food, which is seals. Polar bears also spend over 50% of their time hunting for food, and they might only catch 1 or 2 out of 10 seals it hunts. Their diet mainly consists of ringed and bearded seals because they need large amounts of fat to survive. They rely heavily on sea ice for traveling, hunting, resting, mating, and in some areas, maternal dens. But as I mentioned before, because of ongoing loss of their sea ice habitat resulting from climate change, they became listed as threatened in May 2018. Their sea ice habitat recedes earlier in the spring and forms later in the fall, meaning they have a much shorter time to hunt the animals they need to build up that fat stores. So one of the most famous polar bears is a polar bear named Nanook. He is from Inuit legends, and there is over 60 recorded stories of Nanook. This is an account from the 1300s of the Inuit legend of Nanook. So in Inuit mythology, Nanook was the master of all bears. Inuit hunters worship the Great Bear, believing that he decided which hunters deserved success. Legend says that if a dead polar bear was treated properly by the hunter, it would share the news with other bears, and they would be willing to be killed by him. Of all the meat, save for the liver was to be eaten. The skin used for clothing, and hunters were meant to pay respect to the bear's soul by hanging the skin in a special place for several days. The spirit was offered tokens, and then if the hunter violated these rules or mistreated a bear or a spirit, other bears would avoid him and would not be successful in his hunts. Polar bear meat, like other meats we've mentioned before, is often eaten raw, and apparently is really good. So one of the earliest accounts we have of explorers, colonizers encountering polar bears is from 1534. Jacques Cartier encountered, and they immediately saw it and were like, murder it. And yeah, they saw the white bear swimming in the open sea and they killed it, which, like, typical colonizer. This is an account from 1586 from John Davis. Now, this is written in Older English, so I apologize if I have a little trouble reading this. I forgot to translate it. We espied 4 white bears at the foot of the mount. Supposing them to be goats or wolves, we manned our boats and went towards them. But when we came near the shore, we found them to be white bears of a monstrous bigness. We began desirous of fresh victual, and the sport began to assault them. Typical colonizer. You see a new animal, must murder. Anyways, we began to assault them, and being on land, one of them came down the hill right against me. My piece was charged with hail shot and a bullet. I discharged my piece and shot him in the neck. He roared a little and took the water straight, making small account of his hurt. So just like in all indigenous tribes, there are different names for the same animal depending on the tribe, the dialect, and that. And there's also in words. Lots of groups have multiple names for the same animal, depending on if it's female, male, with baby, if it's a yearling, and the same is the same for different Inuit tribes. The Nisilic Inuit adult male is called an Ongurok. A female without cubs is called a Tatak. A pregnant female is called an Arnluk. A newborn is a Haliaktuk. And a teenage polar bear who is almost the same size of his mother is called a Namyak. And in Inuit mythology, it is said that the polar bear came about to have been one of Sidna's finger joints. The polar bear started life at the same time as all other Arctic marine creatures when Sidna had her hands hacked off with an axe wielded by her own father. It is said the sea goddess fingers became seals and fish, whereas the rest of her hands became whales and polar bears. And according to Inuit traditions, like we mentioned before, you have to honor the spirit of the bear. It said that the polar bear is the one who first taught humans this art of seal hunting, and they're greatly respected for their strength, courage, and spiritual power. Inuit Angyakyut, I hope I pronounced that right, frequently call upon the spirit of the polar bear. Polar bears are said to frequently shapeshift into human form and back in different mythology. And yeah. Oh, I remember I saved a link for a story. So this is called The Woman and Her Bear. It is an Inuit legend. So the story goes, all the young men in the village were hunters and fishermen. One old woman lived alone. She had no husband and no sons to hunt or fish for her. And though her neighbors shared her food with her, as was the custom, she was lonely. She longed for a family of her own, feeling isolation within her village. She walked along the shore, looking out to sea, praying to the spirits and the gods that they might send her a son. One cold day, the woman was walking by the sea when she spotted a tiny white polar bear sitting all alone on the thick ice. At once she felt a kinship towards him, for he looked as lonely as she. His mother was nowhere in sight. Someone must have accidentally killed her, she said softly, and walked onto the ice, picked up the cub, and looked in his eyes. You will be my son, she said, and she called him Kinnick. The old woman took her cub back home, and from that day on she shared all her food with Kinnick. A strong bond grew between the two. The village children loved Kinnick too. Now the woman was never lonely, for her son the bear and the village children kept her company all day. She would stand by her house and smile as the Kinnick and the children rolled in the snow and slid on the ice. Kinnick was gentle with all the children as if they were his brothers and sisters. Knick grew taller and smarter. The children taught him to fish. By springtime, he was fishing on his own. Every afternoon, he came home carrying fresh salmon for his mother. The old woman was now the happiest of all the villagers. She had plenty of food and a son she loved with all her heart. She was so proud of her little bear that whenever he returned home, she would say proudly to anyone nearby, "He is the finest fisherman in all the village." Before long, the men began to whisper among themselves. They knew the bear was the most skillful fisherman in the village, and they began to feel envious. "What will he do?" they asked each other. "The bear brings home the fattest seals and the biggest salmon." "He must be stopped," said one of the men. "He puts us to shame." They all turned and looked at him. They nodded slowly, for although they were envious, they knew how much the old woman loved the bear. "We'll have to kill him. He has grown far too big," one man said. One by one, the others agreed, for their envy made them stupid and mean. "Yes," the other said, "he's a danger to our families." A little boy overheard the men talking. He ran to the old woman's home to tell her of the terrible plan. When the woman heard the news, she threw her arms around her bear and wept. "No, they must not kill my child." When she set off to visit every house in the village, she begged each man not to kill her beautiful bear. "Kill me instead," she wept. "He is my child. I love him dearly." "He is fat," some of the villagers said. "He will make a great feast for the whole village." "He is a danger to our children," the other said. "We cannot let him live." The old woman saw that the men were determined to kill her son. She rushed home and sat down beside him. "Your life is in danger, Knick. You must run away. Run away and do not return my child." She wept as she spoke and held him close. "Run away, but do not go so far that I cannot find you," she whispered. And though her heart was breaking, she sent Knick away. He had tears in his eyes, but he obeyed his mother's wishes. For many days the old woman and the children grieved their loss. And then one day the old woman arose at dawn and determined to find Knick. She walked and walked, calling out his name. After many hours, just as the old woman feared she would never find him, she saw her bear running towards her. He was fat and strong, his coat was shimmering white. They embraced. The old woman whispered, "I love you." But Knick could see that his mother was hungry, and so he ran to get her fresh meat and fish. With tears in her eye, the old woman cut up the seal and gave her son the choicest slices of blubber. Promising to return the next day, she set off for home, carrying her meat, her heart filled with joy. The next day, just as promised, she went to visit her son, and every day after that, the old woman went and met her son, and the bear brought his mother fresh fish and meat. After a while, the villagers grew to understand the love between the woman and the bear was strong and true, and from that point they told with pride and respect the tale of the unbroken love between the woman and her son. That's a polar bear. They live all over the Arctic, as you can see, and their biomes are aquatic, tundra, and taiga. And as you can see, like a lot of our animals have needed all under 500 square meters per animal. They need over 3,000 for one, which is why we need such a big area. They also need a grade 4 fence, so we can't use the two-way, and a 6.6 foot fence. So this is going to be our first like 2-type of fence that we're going to use. The majority of it is going to be this red brick, and then I gotta do that, and then sections of it are going to be this glass, so I can just sort of select they're not really prone to getting stressed out, so thankfully we don't need to worry about that. Oh, for fuck's sake. Perfect. Oh wait, they need 4. That's not 4, that's a 3. Thick. That's 4, okay. So we're gonna do the thick glass. There we go. Come on, let me hit the thing. There we go. Bam. Bam. Okay, thick glass. Perfect. So the minimum square requirement is just over 700 square feet per animal. So I'm going to do sort of this area. I'm going to do this area over here as their like swimming area. And it needs to be deep because they are big animals. So we're going to chisel and just keep going. Perfect. Then we're going to flatten to foundation. Make sure we're getting every little bit. Then we're going to smooth off right here so that it is actually accessible for the animals to really get in and out. I'm also going to quickly fix this. Yeah, that's fixed. Perfect. And then, so now we just need to put the water in. And there is the water. So we're only going to have 2 poly bears, just to make sure they have adequate room. So the first thing we need to do, of course, is we need to now change the terrain. Again, I don't think ones that live on ice and in the tundra are going to appreciate all this long ass grass. So we're going to do lots of rough rock. Then we're going to go the smooth sort of here, and then just sort of blend that in a little. Perfect. Do heavy soil around here. And all under here. I know you can't see it, but we're then going to do some light smattering of light soil over this. And then we're going to do a little bit of short grass. Just like that. And I think that looks pretty good. The next thing to do is go over to our Arctic Foxos. Duplicate their thing. Maybe not that one, that one's a tiny one. Where's this one? Oh, is this the one that's really hidden? Cool, yeah, because we want that big radius. So we'll just post them at regular intervals. I will have some areas that aren't snowed. Okay. So we'll start that. Go train, snow, big ass filter. And start just painting all that in. Think that should be good? Baby! Baby, where's the baby? Look at the baby! Oh, look at the little baby! Oh, it's so cute. Little baby waffle. Oh. He's so cute. Look at how cute. Okay. I'm going back. Okay, I want to move, I think, yeah, I want to move this one right here instead, and then this one like that. So we'll just let Okay, cool. So we have some snow areas, and I don't like how it's not. Okay, we're gonna have to layer this up a little bit more. I don't want it so goddamn patchy. Okay. Look nicer. Quick, quick, quick. Okay, cool. Alright, now I think it's time that we do our habitat stuff. So instead of Dall sheep, we need to look at polar bear. Are you tagged polar bear? There we go, tagged polar bear. Okay, so as usual, we got this cool faux rocky feeder that we can use. Have some thematic stuff. So let's just put that right up against here. Not what I meant to do. Like, obstructed, wait, like that? Cool. And then we can also put some cool underwater feeders. So we're gonna put this like fish. Yeah, we're gonna put this fish one here. And they have lots of water. They do not need water. Oh, could do like a cool winter cabin for their house. I like that. Let's do like a cool winter cabin setup here. Ooh, and because we have such a big water area, we can do platform and jetties for our bears to go out on. We also have this giant Arctic shelter, but I think it's a little much, personally. Let's add another shelter. Like that. And oh, I hope that one's still visible. Let me just... Did I find it? I found it. Because there's already one there. Perfect. So now we have 2 shelters of varying types. Cool to do a little igloo. I think I like this one. And now enrichments. So there's a large roll feeder. We already have the underwater feeder. There is a cool scatter feeder. There's this interesting looking tree forager I think I'm going to put right here. I am amused by like the blocks of frozen stuff, so we're definitely going to put that in the ice area. And then there's this really cute bamboo feeder that I've used a couple times. So we have a lot of different things we can do. Let's do the wood chimes, the tire, the scented prey sack, a drum, and a fire hose ball. Nice. Looking pretty good. So, double check. North America and Europe, aquatic tundra taiga. So we need to add Europe and aquatic to our nature filters. Biome, aquatic, and continent, Europe. So there's going to be a lot of plants to choose from. Ooh, it's so little. It's so little, but it looks so cool. Oh, dang. Okay. I think it's going to be similar to the Dall sheep, where it's like, there's just not going to be much. And that is because it's a tundra. So. Don't want spruces. Don't want the broken Scots. I definitely want caribou moss. So let's just... little patches of caribou moss sprinkled about. I don't know if y'all just heard that, but apparently my partner's going to a strip club in D&D. Ooh, I actually want to do a lot of this like broken. I want to do the forest filler. Yeah. Let's start putting that in different. You know, I do this and I'm like, why isn't it level with the ground? Maybe I should actually make sure it's level with the ground before I do crazy things. Scream. Angry. So we're just going to start placing a couple of these. This is nice. Dead forest look. Fill that in a little bit. So that even though there's not like a lot of like plant life, so to speak, it still doesn't look empty and boring, and still provides stimulation and enrichment for our animals. So we're just going to sink those more into the ground a little bit, and I want to sink these really heavily into the ground so just the bits poking up. And there, I think that is a pretty good. Just need to fill in a couple more spots with some stuff. Okay, cool. Nice. Let's do... I will do like a couple... I didn't mean to favorite that. Do like a couple still standing trees. But like very much... There's not much left. Sweet! I think overall we're basically almost done already. Just need to add a couple more fillers. Let's see what else there is. I don't think I really want to add much more, to be honest. Just added the world tree. Done. I've actually been looking for an excuse to use the world tree habitat. Or, not habitat. Shelter. Don't know if the polar bears can get into there. But I think it just kind of completes everything. Oh, sorry, I had something hot in my throat. Now that has the shops in it, but I do think I want to add like an abandoned ship, Viking ship. Oh, that's a whole ass enclosure. I do not want that. I kind of like this. I think that could provide really cool enrichment for our animals to climb all over. What's this though? Oh, there's lights. It's very much a display. Okay, never mind. Do you like this one half submerged? Where's the like actual broken down? There we go. All I have to do is remove the like arctic bits from it, the statues. Kind of half submerge it a little bit, and then we'll just remove the little bits we don't need. Heck off with your lights. We do not need you. Alright, cool. So we are basically done. Oh, I wonder, is this one? Oh, I should exit. Okay, cool. No, I want this one. Coffee. Oh, it's the same one I just used. I have brains. I also want this one. I think it would be cool to have it like sticking out the enclosure over the path. Can we get this right? I don't like it. Oh, I do definitely think I want it like crashed up on like the shore here. Actually closer to this one, I think. Like that. Yeah. Cool, so now we're ready to add our polar bears. Excited. False. Do I have too many boys? I might have too many boys in here. So we're gonna keep our battle-hardened boy. I mean, could also just get more sheep. What's the right ratio? So I thought I had the right ratio. One male. Okay, I do need only one boy. Okay. So unfortunately, for the health and well-being of our Dall sheep, we do have to say goodbye to one of our pretty boys. But I definitely want to stick with like the battle-hardened one. He looks really cool. So we're gonna say goodbye to Mr. Tristan. We go animal trading, currently storage, and we're just gonna quick trade him. Oh, animal trading, market. We need a polar bear, please. Let's get Canuck and Sektuk. Alright, let's wait for our polar bears. Polar bears. Our polar bears to get into their exhibit, and then we're going to take another 15-minute break. I desperately need to get something to drink. I forgot to do so before stream started and during the Dall sheep. And my throat is so fucking dry. Oh, so goddamn dry. I have even like little humidity like jars everywhere, and it's not helping. I need like a proper humidifier. Oh, look at our bear. Look at them. Oh, so good. Okay. So let me just get this set up. Oh, running. Already running. The animals fucking love the water. Every single time. It's just a beeline to go swimming. Let's see what the other bear's doing. Let's see what our little boy's doing. What's he up to? He's chilling. Bear butt. Oh yeah, they'll be able to fit in that. Perfect. Oh, okay. Alright, I'll see you folks in about 10 to 15. I gotta fucking my poor throat. My poor goddamn throat. That's all I gotta say. So let me just get... Can I hit the right button? Okay. Gonna mute myself. See y'all in like 15 minutes. All right, and we're back. I honestly think the polar bears have been some of my favorite. Like them twirling under the water and that. Oh, they're so delightful. All right. We are now going to be moving on to reindeer, which this is going to be a reindeer habitat. So from the front gate, it's going to be one of the first ones people see. It's going to be reindeer and the snow leopards. So let's look up reindeer. And look at the pretty! So reindeer, or Reindeer tarandus, are considered vulnerable. Caribou make up one. Words. So, reindeer are also known as caribou. There is a lot of conflicting information and opinions out there on when is it a caribou, when is it a reindeer. In places like Canada and the Arctic, and that the general consensus seems to be that reindeer, you call it a reindeer if it's in a domesticated herd, caribou if they are wild. So I'm going to be using caribou and reindeer pretty interchangeably here, just because they are the same animal, and when you call them reindeer or caribou is So, without further ado, caribou make up one of the world's largest animal migrations. As summer approaches, they head north along well-trod animal routes. Some herds may travel more than 600 miles to get to their summer grazing grounds. They'll spend the summer months feeding on abundant grasses and plants of the tundra. An adult caribou can eat 12 pounds of food each day. This is also when they give birth. When the first snow falls each year, the caribou turn back south. Herds of female caribou, called cows, leave several weeks before the males, which follow with the yearling calves from the previous birthing season. The herds spend the winter in more sheltered climates and survive by feeding on lichens. For many groups, such as the Inuit and the Ojibwe, who share a homeland with the caribou, it is like caribou are pretty synonymous with life itself. Many groups rely heavily on caribou for food, shelter, clothing, to make tools, and they follow the migration patterns to know when it's time to hunt and harvest certain things. There's a deep reverence and respect for these animals, and many indigenous cultures have very important rituals which must be followed when they hunt caribou due to how important they are. One is that the animals are never exploited. And then in Mongolia, among the Dukha, I hope I said that right, I'm really sorry if I didn't, they are among the last nomadic reindeer herders in the world. There's only about 40 families remaining, and these families have kept up their stories and traditions of their people, and it's very likely that with these nomadic reindeer herders, it's actually where the origin of the flying reindeer came. They have something called deer stones, which are carved from granite, and some deer stones tower over 4 meters tall, with the markings always facing east, and the markings show reindeer leaping through the air, often with the sun between their antlers. They are also extremely important to the Sami people, which we've covered before. The Sami people are an indigenous group to like the Scandinavian countries, and there are nearly 30 stories about reindeer that have been written down from the Sami about this one reindeer named Miandash. So in Sami folklore, it states that the white reindeer is the most mythical, the most powerful reindeer of all, and it's believed that if a human is to catch a white reindeer, it would bring luck, riches, and eternal happiness. The Koryaks are an indigenous group of the Kamchatka Krai of the Russian Far East, so they're an indigenous Russian group. And they have a legend that tells how the creator journeyed to the stars to bring back reindeer to the people. Elwenkian which means wild reindeer buck, is one of the names that the Koryak people give to the constellation we call Ursa Major, or well, North America does. Among the most sacred of possessions that these people have are made from reindeer hide, and it's a drum. And it's used whenever the shaman is. It's like basically the reindeer drum is what is used in the spiritual practices, often used to drum in the household to cast out evil forces via sound cleansing. And there's also many legends of Caribou Man from Innu, and I was able to find a pronunciation guide for this. So let me just. I can say this. So this is the name of Caribou Man from the Innu and Naskapi tribes. Kanepanekussikwe. Translates to Caribou Man. And he's one of the many animal masters in Innu mythology. The animal masters are beings who led and cared for various species of animals, and among other things, give the Innu permission to hunt them for food and materials. Kanepanekussikwe is considered one of the most powerful animal masters and sometimes serves as their leader or spokesperson. He is often said to have been an Innu man who fell in love with a caribou woman and turned into a caribou himself. And it said that if the spirit of the caribou or other game animals are not properly respected, that he will become very angry and withhold the animals, causing famines. For this reason, the Innu are always very careful to follow traditional hunting rituals and to show respect to the caribou and other animals, and also pay homage to Kanepanekussikwe himself. The Innu used to use shaking tents to communicate with him and other spirits, although this tradition has fallen into disuse today. So the myth of the young man who marries a caribou and goes to live with the herd is one of the most central and cherished myths of the Innu. And does a really amazing thing of demonstrating the culture and connection and just the importance of reindeer within their lives. Yeah. And it was said that in the myth of the young man who becomes the like leader and caribou man, something found is marriage between humans and animals create a balance and respect for humans. Hunting actions as the marriage represents an act of sacrifice by the humans, with the man not returning back to humans and remaining with the caribou herd, thus sacrificing his past life and connections for new ones. He sometimes is seen as human, sometimes is seen as a shapeshifter, but it is understood that he literally became a caribou after he married the female caribou. The Ojibwe have stories of seeing caribou walk on water, and there's an Ojibwe legend about a mythical place that was described, or is described as in the south. Sorry. There's an Ojibwe legend about a mythical place that is most likely actually where Manitoulin Island is. And according to Ojibwe legends, the caribou could walk on water in this magical place, and eventually the people learned to walk on the water and hunt there. And it was found that, so this story is literally thousands of years old. And there is now scientific proof that this is based in fact, like with most indigenous myths. There is actually an ancient landmass underwater at the location that the Ojibwe describe in their stories. And not only that, but archaeologists have discovered biological evidence and artifacts that are over 9,000 years old that prove that Paleo-Native Americans hunted caribou in that area. So think about that. These stories And these legends, over 9,000 years old, probably like 10, 11,000 years old, based in truth. And that's the same with most indigenous legends. The base of it is in truth, and it's how we keep our histories and our stories alive. Most indigenous mythology is actually indigenous history. Western society just doesn't see it that way. I'm going to share one last story, and then we're going to get into building the enclosure. So this is an Inuit legend that says, once there was a young woman named Tia who wandered far from home. A thick fog rolled over the land, and she soon became lost. A young caribou hunter named Etisak found her and brought her to the safety of his tent. The next morning he left for a hunt and warned her not to allow anyone into the tent. However, someone with ill intent came across the tent and tricked her, transforming her into a white caribou. Upon the hunter's return, he was distraught to find that she had disappeared. That night, he dreamt of her and learned of the magic he would need to break the spell. The next day, the young hunter searched for the white caribou, and the herd broke the spell and returned her to her human form. And then, ever since, it is said that you have to be kind to white caribou because there is a chance they are an enchanted person trapped within the body of a caribou, and so you need to show them the proper respect. So, let's see, they range in Europe, North America, and Asia, taiga, and tundra. They need a grade 2 fence, but at least 5 feet tall. 1 male and up to 11 female, so we'll make sure we didn't do the same mistake we did with the Dall sheep. And they have a couple compatible species, musk ox and stag moose. These are actually both things I downloaded and aren't base games. We are only covering base game animals in this series. I actually launched this from my Steam browser because I didn't think all my mods would still be here. So we're just going to ignore this and go here. So we're going to need to add Asia and then take away aquatic. So I'm just going to quickly do that. All right. We're also going to quickly add an entrance so that they can go put them in there. And then, it was only 2 they needed, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. So we can keep this. We just need to make it higher so that they don't leap over. There we go. 6 feet, more than enough. All right. So I think I want to make this actually more of like not snow. We've done 2. We've done quite a bit of snow. And that's not all there is to the Arctic. It's not just all snow and barren, right? So I think I want to make this more of a like very lush. Let's get rid of this polar bear tag. We got Reindeer. Go down. Reindeer. These are we're going to start up here. And this one I'm not going to add a water feature to just because I have noticed that animals tend to really gravitate to the water features. And I'd like to see more various natural behaviors other than just cute swimming. So this is one of the few ones we are going to add an actual water trough to. I think we're going to reuse... Actually, no. I lied. Yeah, we're going to use the reindeer. This for the reindeer, actually. We're going to do it in this little corner here. Fill that area up nicely. Let's see, what other service shelters do we have? We have a cool naturalistic shelter. This is, oh Jesus, originally meant for the polar bears. Didn't end up using it. It's just too big. Now we're going to use this one. There. Okay, now we need enrichment. So we need some food enrichments. Ooh, a melon feeder. We haven't seen one of these yet. The hanging grazing feeder we are familiar with. Same with the grazing ball. And the large barrel. Ooh, we got a red one this time. Let's look at the toys. We have a herb scent marker. We got a cute little ball for them to boop around. Oh, we also have some cute Skittles. Let's put the snowman too. And then we want a scratching pillar. And this is also a random ass tree that's not supposed to be here. Goodbye. I mean, technically it checks out, but also, and yeah, they don't need any climbing things. So, that's that. For the terrain, we are going to do short grass. We're then going to do some light soil just quickly through. We're going to do some smooth rock. And then we're going to go back in with that grass just to soften everything up just a little bit. That looks good. Okay. So, first thing off the bat is we're going to see if there's any pieces. Big trees is what we want first. And I think I do want to decorate it with some of these more like, they're supposed to be decorative pieces just because I feel like they fit so well with like the lore and history and the connection to the people. And so I want to kind of just like add these little elements. Really solidify that connection and importance between reindeer and people. I think it's going to be one of those ones that I go all the way to the bottom and I just... So while I don't want this to be really barren, I also don't want it to be very like thick and covered. We'll do like the bushes and everything after, and the flowers and that after as usual. Oh, I saw it! It's such a little tree. Oh no, it's so little. Oh. Some quacking aspens. Release the quacking. I made myself a strawberry pineapple smoothie, which is really good. Generally, I just like take frozen fruit, add milk, eat it like that, because the milk freezes around the fruit and gets really like smooth and creamy, so it's like almost eating ice cream, like fruit surrounded by ice cream. And if you let the fruit melt just a little bit, they get really soft and really sweet. And just really, really delicious. So that's what I normally do for like getting fruits and veggies into me really quick and easy. And also I find it's one of the few things that if my stomach is really upset, I can just like mow down on that, which is really nice. And it also means that like I'm getting fruits, veggies, sugars, carbs, all that good stuff just like right into the gullet. 10 out of 10. Recommend. If you can handle cold stuff. I know a lot of people have sensory issues with cold stuff. So if you cannot handle cold stuff, like, valid. Okay, I totally forgot to check to see if any of these were accidental floating trees. They aren't. Oh yeah, a couple of these giants in here. I think, I know I said I didn't want this like super covered, and here I am just like, forest! It's what it is. I just go with the flow, you know? And watching reindeer prance around a magical forest, that seems like right up my jam. No, they're festive spruces. They have all the stupid Christmas decor. Hiss. Fuck that shit. Okay, we're definitely almost done. I swear. There's not much place left for trees. I get this. But what if we can fit just a couple? Okay. We have a dense ass nice forest for our reindeer to be in. Okay. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I think we just need to now do the things like flowers and bushes. And I kind of want to focus them sort of just around the structures. Pretty. I'm kind of just going to focus around one structure, get it done, get it looking nice, get it good, and then move on to the next one. Do I like the bush here or the berries more? That's fine. And of course we have to have caribou moss in the caribou area. I mean, I think it's sacrilegious if we don't. So... gonna do like a nice big patch of it. Yeah. And I think we're just going to out sort of dispersing it back here too. Yeah, I like that. And then we'll have it coming back down here. There. Alright, I think besides like maybe a bush or two, something to just tie this all together. Ooh, okay, so I think what I want to do is actually remove these flowers. I will add flowers back, I promise. But I want, yeah, a couple little bushes, I think, is more what I'm feeling here. Cool, cool, cool. Flower. Sort of blend it in. All right, that little area is done. Let's go over here by our little hunter shack area. All right. Oh, that looks so pretty. Just nice little wildflowers going ham. Okay, we'll remove flowers so that we can actually find everything. So I want to put more diamond leaf willow. Oh, I'm using some white sagebrush. Oh, I really like how that looks. That looks amazing. I think I want to do that around the entire thing. So we're just going to take cowberry bush, like sink it in at different levels. Have it more like scattered, but then more prominent as we get here, with the thickest being right around here. Sink it in a little, row tops. And so scattered. Perfect. And then we need this and just layer it softly like that. A little thicker here. Oh, that looks so nice. Oh, I really like that. So yeah, I think that's basically like the ground's done, 100%. Just add And things like some willows. And yeah, I think for the most part that's done. Add a couple more of these really pretty flowering bushes. And then some pretty alpine flowers. Oh, that's so pretty. I really like that. Okay. So now we just have the second shelter rather, not enclosure, shelter to do. Pretty, didn't get that right when it came to, there we go, perfect. Okay, let's do nature. Let's do bush again. See, I want to get I want it to feel like overgrown and old and all that good stuff, you know? Maybe one back here, fill in this space a little more. Okay. And then maybe we can do that same cool layering. Let's see how adding these ones go. I just want to add them sporadically, I think. Not like super thick. I want them to sort of like be peeking out everywhere. Okay, now we're gonna add the majority of our cover. So we'll layer that in. Instead of like really layering them, it's more like overlapping. And then yeah, start to, there we go. And then take our big ones, where it's like everything else sort of peeks out from this. And that's really going to be the overlapping. Oh man, I really like how that looks. That looks so nice. Lurbit. Alright, flowers. Oh, can we layer? Oh, the cannibal moss. Layer it in. Eh. Oh, I really like that. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, I want to add caribou to the other area. Give it. Move faster, zoom, zoom. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And I like it extending past the other stuff. Fuck yeah. There we go. Okay, back over here. Okay. Alright, and I think we're just about done with our caribou enclosure. It's looking really lovely, really nice. Got good forest. So yeah, all I think that's left to do now is go get our reindeer. Woo woo! Reindeer! Okay, so we're gonna get one boy and so many girlies. Oops. Hit the wrong button. Make sure they have an adequate herd size. Alright, let's go to here. We got 11 animals total, sent to zoo. Let's zoom zoom. Watch all of them appear. Okay, and we're still good on time. I can't go really any later than like 4:30 today, just because I'm leading ravine cleanup, and people are going to start arriving at about 5:30. And I still need to like wash my hair and get ready. I feel like I need to hire more people for my zoo too. Keeper. Oh, dog, please. Hey. Doggo. There we go. I feel like maybe we have adequate enough people now. Sorry about that. Dogs are now barking. So we just have one animal left to take out of storage and make it to our zoo. Oh, yeah, relocating to have. There we go. Okay, so we're just waiting for our last one to arrive. And then we're gonna take like another 10-minute-ish break. Our foxos are gonna have a baby. Oh, it's cute. Okay, cool. So we have all our gorgeous friends now. Of course, immediately taking a poop. And yeah, we're gonna take another 10-minute break, stretch, do all the good stuff, and I'll see you back in 10. are back. Look how cute they are. Right? They're cute. They're cute. They're so cute. So as I mentioned in the chat, there's actually, see if I can find them. Are they in security? Where are they? Probably media devices, I'm guessing. Yeah, so there are habitat web cameras. So you can put them like on the trees. And then you can enter camera, oh, it's upside down. You can enter camera view and then yeah, you can like see them. I should. There we go. Yeah. And this is another way that I can like film stuff. Can, instead of focusing on an animal, can do this. I don't think it's as interesting, personally. I guess it depends on the animal, because, like... Yeah. And then guests can also gain access to these, too. And then there's... I think there's more. Okay, so no, there's just the one. Yeah. Yeah, this allows for like animals that I think it's mainly meant for animals that are really shy and that you really can't have guests like visually seeing a lot. And if you don't want to use like the two-way glass, because like with the two-way glass, like as you can see, even though this is pretty heavily foliaged, there is like guests can still see basically everything. And that's basically how I try to design my enclosures, like best for the animals but also still visible. And it's the same with like even the really heavily planted ones. So even take like this one for example, if we go down to what the guests see, which is about this, you can see that they can still see everything in the enclosure even though it is heavily planted. So yeah, everything is still like very highly visible. Foxes. Ew. Alright, our last one of the day. It does look like a lot from the aerial view. Very, like, especially like, yeah, it does look like a lot, 100%. But when you go down to actually what guests see, a lot of trunks. A lot of trunkos. Well, we are on to our last one of the day, our snow leopards. This giant enclosure is going to be for them, and they are going to be one of the first creatures people see. So let's pull them up on our Zoopedia. Which apparently I finished the Zoopedia, which means I have read every single in-game entry, not any mods. And apparently only like 1.3% of players have that, so like, how can you tell I'm a fucking nerd? So here is our beautiful snow leopard, also known as Panthera uncia. And if folks want to adopt a snow leopard or help with their conservation, please go to snowleopard.org in order to do so. So, snow leopards prey on things such as blue sheep, argali, wild sheep, ibex, marmots, pikas, and hares. Their habitat range extends across mountainous regions in 12 countries across Asia, Afghanistan, Bhutan, China, India, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyz Republic, Mongolia, Nepal, Pakistan, Russia, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. Their total range covers an area of 772,204 square miles, with 60 of that habitat being found in China. And 70% of snow leopard habitat remains unexplored. These powerful predators can kill animals up to 3 times their weight. And then, of course, they also eat the smaller things like the marmots, pikas, hares, and game birds. In the northerly societies of Nepal, many indigenous groups there have beliefs and shamanistic practices that reflect pre-Buddhist traditions, so pre-colonial, for them, colonial traditions. And so a lot of these beliefs that have remained, a lot of them also have been incorporated and reworked into the Buddhist pantheon and ritual system. One such ritual in Manang, connected to the snow leopard and its depredation, forbids alpine herders to roast meat, otherwise the mountain god will send its snow leopard, and one will suffer livestock losses. In Dolpo, there are stories of great lamas making trips to Tibet in the form of snow leopards in search of rare medicinal herbs. Other folklore describes the snow leopard as a fence for the crops, meaning that if there is no snow leopards, livestock range free, invade crop fields, and destroy them. So snow leopards are seen as a very intrinsic part, an important part of these habitats and of the cultures, and are very important to the people. And local inhabitants in the Dolpo region believe that snow leopards are considered to have taken birth particularly to remove the sins of the past lives, and killing these animals means having the sins transferred to your own life. So it's believed that, like, snow leopards and domestic cats, when they are born, they literally pull the sin, and in doing so, they are removed, they are, like, the sins from their past lives are cleansed. And so if you kill an animal, all the sins from the snow leopard's past life gets transferred to you and goes against your spiritual karma. In Mustang, killing a snow leopard is considered to be more sinful than killing any other creature, including its prey species, like the blue sheep. And it's, again, one of those beliefs across different areas that if you kill a snow leopard, every sin that snow leopard has committed in its lifetime by killing will then be transferred to you. There is a race of supernatural, all-female spiritual denizens called the Pari. And the Pari are part of the folklore for people in Pakistan, Afghanistan, North India, and throughout Central Asia. They're very familiar with the Pari. The Wahi ethnic population of northern Pakistan, China, Tajikistan, and Afghanistan have different words for Pari, which is, can I pronounce this right? Margachan. They inhabit a realm that is their own, which is the realm of mountains and high pastures. It's a pure, potentially sacred. I couldn't really get some sources called it sacred. Others did not, so I think it depends on the region whether it's considered sacred or just, like, magical and mythical. And it's where supernatural mountain spirits tend to their wild flocks of blue sheep and ibex. And it's said that the spirits are the Pari, which are all female snow leopards. Humans can only enter this realm during the summer, and only after ceremonial announcing to the Pari that they're entering and asking them for a favorable influence on the livestock and dairy production. So you cannot enter unless you are given permission. There's also the Wonder Beast of Mana, gave birth to seven sun cats, or seven sun spirits: a cat, a wolverine, a badger, a lynx, a snow leopard, a tiger, and a lion. At the time, a girl of amazing beauty lived in Altai, the daughter of the leader of a Scythian tribe. People called her the Altai Princess, and once she was collecting medicinal herbs in the forest, suddenly a young man stepped out into the clearing, his hair as white as snow and his eyes as clear as rock crystal. White skin was thrown over the youth's shoulders, long fluffy tail dragging along the ground. Several months passed, and the princess saw the young man almost every day. They walked together in the mountains. She fell absolutely in love with the man over time. He told the beauty of the habits of animals, showed unknown herbs and hidden paths. It seemed to the girl that someone was accompanying them, trying to remain unnoticed. Once she asked her companion about this. The young man darkened and said that no one should see this creature, which man's mother attributed to him. But the girl asked a lot, and the young man decided to confide in her. He turned to the thicket and meowed like a cat. Dense branches moved, and a huge snow-white cat with wings on its back came out into the clearing. It was she who guarded her master and his companion, then hiding behind the rocks, then taking off to the mountain peaks. Every day, they understood more and more clearly that they could not live without each other. They took an oath of love and fidelity to each other. Meanwhile, her father found her a groom, who was a noble warrior from a neighboring tribe. But the princess said she already had a lover. The Scythian leader became very angry, and he decided to hunt down and kill his daughter's groom. The girl was locked up, and a hunt began for her lover. However, they failed to find the young man. Only two leopards were accidentally killed, and their skins were brought to the village. The girls recognized her lover's robe with horror. In desperation, the princess fled to the mountains. They searched for her for a long time, and when they found her, it turned out the girl had gone crazy. It took a long time for her to regain consciousness. She said she was engaged, and she would never marry another again, for her heart would always remain to the man. She wrapped herself in white leather and left. No one knows where she went or whom she met along the way. And it said that she studied for a long time from a shaman in the mountains that she found. Years passed, and a strange creature appeared in the mountains, a large white cat. People named her Irbis. They said that this is the very young man, the son of the beast Mana. The perfume helped the princess to enchant... Oh, part of this is missing. So using the knowledge that the princess gained, she concocted a perfume to help enchant and bring magic forth. She dipped the skin of her beloved into that, and he came back to life. But since he could no longer take on the human form, he remained a snow leopard forever. The princess lived with him and with her snow leopard companion for many, many years, and used the knowledge she had gained to help people as they traveled. People recognized her as the main shaman, and they would go to her to ask agreements and settle disputes between spirits and people and make sure they were doing things correctly, and that was where she became a spiritual guide for the people, especially when it came to nomadic people. The nomads did not want snow leopards to attack them or their horses, and so the princess, the shaman, she helped them create agreements. And this story actually does have some archaeological evidence behind it. Let me just... Some of you might have heard of the Siberian Ice Maiden. That's who I'm talking about. this is sort of like the backstory and the myths surrounding like traditional history of the Siberian Ice Maiden. So she was actually found by archaeologists in 1993, mummified and very well preserved in the permafrost. And many people of Altai still believe that their ancestors were snow leopards. Tuvans have revered and respected the owner of the mountains, the Erebus, who was mentioned in the other story, for quite a while, endowing him with supernatural abilities. The image of the snow leopard is found in the epics and legends of the Tuvan people, and images of the snow leopard in the form of ornaments are found in many, many burial grounds. The images of the snow leopard are often accompanied by scenes of its hunting, which confirm the status of the like king of the animals. The people of Tuva believe that a meeting with Erebus is an omen of something, an important event will come. Like it's something significant will happen to you. And that if Birshas, which is what they call snow leopards, attack on livestock, are also regarded as punishment for violating the ancient laws of existence in harmony in nature. And inhabitants of the remote Singelen Highlands of the southeast of Tuva to this day identify with the Erebus, with the spirit of the mountains, and are afraid to kill snow leopards. They believe that it is capable of taking revenge on its murderer after its death, exterminating its livestock and family. So, they live, as we mentioned, they live in over 12 countries, with the majority of it being in China. They are solitary or live in mated, or they don't live with mated pairs. In captivity, though, they can have a male and female together. In the wild, they are very solitary animals. And of course, they don't have any enrichment from interspecies. They live in just the taiga of Asia, and definitely need climb proof for them. This is very much climb proof. So we just need to make it higher. Oh, I forgot to look how high exactly. Only 3 meters. I feel like it should be higher. They can leap pretty heckin' much. That's fine. So we got that done. There is a couple snow leopard specific stuff that I got. So we're just gonna go here. Go snow leopard. That's how I had to remember how to spell leopard, was say leopard. For years. That's the only way I could remember how to spell it. Okay, so food, water. Feeding stations. I'm gonna I'm gonna do a small water area, I think. I think like right here. Let's do that really quickly. You know, maybe if I actually put the right thing. I can do this high. Oh no, I flooded the entire enclosure. That was not part of the plan. Okay. I only want it to about there. If that. Like that. I don't want it that deep. Okay. I want habitat. There we go. So we have a water source. Now we just need for a food tray. Alright, let's see what we have for shelter-wise. I know there was a few snow leopard specific that I had snagged. There we go. That should make it easier. I've been having this issue where, like, I'll go and favorite stuff, and then next time I log in, it's all wonky, and I've tried changing my password because I thought someone was freaking hacking me, and it's not that. It's just a glitch. Where's my snow leopard ones that I know I had? I saw it when I was... There we go. So we have this cute little rock cave. We have another really pretty hard shelter here. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Warning. Oh, sneeze went away and it hurt. We have a cool climbing one for them. Just like that. Okay, so now we're good. Oh, the sneeze. Keeps threatening. Oh, sorry about that. Damn sneeze. Okay. Oh, we got a blood pumpkin for them. We got some piñatas. And a feeding line. It says chimp, but it looks like it would also work for the snow leopards. I believe they have a minimum climbing. They don't. That's weird. They should. But I think I'm going to use this, have it like that, and I think it's going to work out really well for the snow leopards. Alright, let's get some toys for them. Block of ice, a scent marker, some boxes, because what cats don't love boxes? Fire hose ball, prey sack. Let's put a rubbing pad here. Oh, obstructed. Scratching post, because cat. And giant ruins. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, that looks really cool. More climbing things for them. I actually kind of like it. Ooh, and we can do it half in the water. Imagine. Oh, it looks so good. Oh, it looks so nice. Oh, I love it. It does have some like enrichment items on it that I will have to remove because it wasn't meant for snow leopards. Nope. You see this? I see there's a box here. That's fine. The box can remain. I don't want the baubles. Go away. Yeet the baubles. We'll keep some of the baubles. Some of the baubles may remain. Okay. Baubles may remain there. Is there any to remove here? Nope, they like the boxes. They like that. What's this? Cooler. That's fine. We'll have pockets of snow and earth for our leopards. I mean, they are snow leopards, so it makes sense. Snow. We're going to... I'm just going to paint sort of where I want the snow to be, and then I don't want it like that. Okay. Okay. Now we need, where is the thing for here? I want it so I can copy it. Thank you. Goodbye. Oh, excuse me. Apologies, friends. Okay, let's see how that looks. Okay, it looks good. Okay. I need to make sure everything looks good. I wish the range was a little bigger on these so you don't have to put so many. Okay, so that's how it's gonna look. Okay, I like that. That looks good, I think. Okay, then we need to go into nature. And I think it was just Taiga Asia. Yes? Yes. Yes. All right. So let's see what trees we got. Could always throw the world tree again. Just world tree. I almost kind of... Oh yeah, I don't want to. Alright. Oh. Oh, dog is attempting to attack our animals through the window, of course. Alright, let's add some trees. It's, again, probably going to look a lot from above. But I assure, will not be. You'll still be able to see all the cuteness. Unless there's just not many trees to put. Looks like there's not many trees. We got some Himalayan birches. Not what I meant to do. Ah. Oh, I have it rotation. There we go. What else there is? Got some pretty larches. Can also put some of this dead filler in. Let's have it in like different like that. Yeah. Bam. Done. Oh, I forgot to put an entrance. I need a way for the zookeepers to actually get in. The world tree is very good. And it just fits in so well with like Arctic animals. Um, let's go market, reset all features. Snow leopard. We'll get that one and that one. All right, and then we're going to get them quickly delivered. They have to run all the way from like over here. So like, let's just be patient. Oh, I guess they can cut through the village, eh? Yeah, they can. Didn't even plan that. It just happened. Our first snow leopard has arrived. There goes our second snow leopard. And of course, right for the water. But look how floofy. Look how cute. I don't like the lighting, so let me just change it real quick. There we go. Oh, look how cute! Oh, it's a floof! I forgot I downloaded a mod for floofier snow leopards! Look at the legs! Look at the fucking legs! They don't look like this in the face game. I forgot I downloaded a mod. Oh my god. He's so buff. He's so buff. Oh my god, that's amazing. Okay, I'm gonna just shut up and enjoy the mega floof. All right, and we are back. So cute, so fluffy, so ridiculous. Honestly, folks are part of the Discord. You will have seen that I was like, "Hey, we finished the Arctic area. What should we do next?" Someone already suggested India, which I'm so down for. 100%. So for the India animals, there is the binturong, which, have y'all ever seen a binturong? I didn't even know these animals existed until the India specific update came out. Look how cute they are! They're also known as a bear cat. We also have the Malayan tapir, sun bear, Indian elephant, proboscis monkey, Indian rhino, wild water buffalo, Indian peafowl, flamingo, Chinese pangolin, clouded leopard, Bengal tiger, Himalayan brown bear, and then forest scorpion. So definitely a lot of cool animals. There's a lot of like Indian animals that overlap with Asia, and so I kind of had to look at which ones were very specific, or like majority of their area was India, and I put them there and separated them from the Asian ones. And there is a couple ones like the Asian small-clawed otter, which are part of the transition animals. So if India wins for our next one we're doing, the first enclosure we'll be doing will be our transition enclosure. And the transition enclosure will include the Asian small-clawed otter, the Indian rhino, the binturong, and the Bornean orangutan. But we'll see. We'll see what other people want in the server. And we'll just go from there. Thank you, everyone, for joining in and watching and listening to me be a giant fucking nerd. Yeah, I enjoy it. I will see you all on Sunday. No, I won't. This is a Sunday. I will be out. So I will see you all on Saturday. We will be doing Sleepy Saturday. I haven't chose the game yet. We'll have to take a peeky. There was a couple really like scenic, beautiful games that were recommended to me. So I'm going to check them out. I just want to show y'all how pretty this looks. Look how pretty. Look how pretty everything is. Look how pretty. So pretty. But yeah, so I will see y'all Saturday. In the meantime, feel free to hop over into the Discord. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your suggestions. Again, I'm trying to just like improve. And I'm taking a lot of feedback on how I can improve stuff and just make better, higher quality content for all of y'all. So I'm gonna let you go for now. See you Saturday, and hopefully talk with people in the Discord. Can I click on the right thing? Apparently not. Okay. Bye.